Critical Blast, where pop culture gets blasted.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, once again, still was this morning, still am tonight, senior managing editor here at criticalblast.com. And we are talking tonight with George Peter Gatsis, who is prepping up the second of his Joe King graphic novels, which come with some special goodies that you don't normally get with your crowdfunded comics. George, how you doing tonight?
I got stage fright. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, that's okay because you got that gorgeous HD camera running for you tonight now.
Yes, that's the stage fright. Oh, it's hideous. Don't look. All the details.
HD really ruined a particular niche of the movie industry. Let's say there were some details we did not need to see.
Yes, that's true. Absolutely.
And a lot to be said for soft lenses.
Yeah, here and look right there. Look at this.
Oh, now is that the full size, baby?
No, this is the smaller version, and this is the half size, but it's really 25% of the volume of the big guy.
So that's half size, and it's still as big as a friggin' keyboard.
Yes, I use the keyboard as an example, but the full size.
Oh, you have a full size.
Oh yeah, it's like. Let me pull up here, and there's the critical glass. There we go. Okay, so there's half size. Right. And here comes underneath it. It's just the saucer section.
Oh my gosh. Folks, what you're looking at here is the 3D printing of the ship that you will be eligible to get with the upcoming graphic novel. If you sign up for the mailing list, you only get this if you sign up for the mailing list, right, George?
Yes, mailing list. Absolutely.
And the mailing list is, for your convenience, linked below in the description.
Yes. GeorgePeterGatsis.com or the link below in the description. And see that's the size, and this is the little guy right there.
Oh, I want one of those.
It's well, let me get the other pieces. It's in 3 pieces. Here's the neck part.
Oh, kind of. There.
Oh, you know what? This is so big. I need to pull back. I can't even show it on camera.
You know, I might need to get 2 of those, George.
Oh, here a sec. Hold on a sec. Let me do something special here. I'm gonna take the camera off its. Let me do this. Yes. All right. I'm taking the camera off its perch. And there we go. There.
Oh wow.
There. Right there. Here's a hand, so you can see how big this thing is.
That's incredibly huge. That's the back end of this spaceship.
Yeah, that's the back end.
See, you know what I'm going to want to do, George? I'm going to want to take one of those out and glue it together. And then I'm going to want to put some model rocket engines in that and send it up.
That's the back end right there. And here's the. Let me take this guy out. And
have you assembled the big one yet?
Yeah. It assembles exactly like the little guy. It assembles exactly like the little guy. And I'll show you. And I'll show you the assembly. Give me a second.
Is it possible to hollow out those nacelles?
Yes, it is.
Good. I want to put some C-size model rocket engines up in there.
I just print with 0 infill. And here's the little guy. Let's go overhead. Here we go. Like that.
Oh, it's like stages. It's meant to separate. I can see it in the book actually separating from the ship, like it was meant to do it.
Yeah. Well, the separation in the real world is because of the different parts.
Sure.
And in the book, it's not really going to separate. It's gonna explode.
Oh well, we wouldn't want that.
In a good way. Nothing like Star Trek and the Next Generation where they have to separate the saucer section. No. The separation of the sauce of the pod section and the saucer section and the mid section, it's all in the story. But just like the really big one, this was printed as one piece. The circuitry was printed separately and slipped in. There's like really fine detail on the circuitry.
Oh wow.
And the pods, they printed separately with the wings were separate.
And again, folks, this is the little one. This is not the one you're going to get if you sign up for the newsletter, so that you're eligible to get it.
Yeah, these babies are only going to be available during the campaign. There is no way I'm going to be selling this on an ongoing basis after the campaign's over. It takes a long time to get this stuff produced. This little guy takes 2 days to get produced. The big guy,
Yeah.
This section alone, without the wings, this section alone takes 36 hours on the big guy.
How many of you got signed up so far?
Oh, I just did the first piece.
I mean, how many people are signed up on the list so far? So you can get an idea of how many you have to make.
It's well over 200.
That's gonna be you'll be printing these things for the next 6 years, George.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of people who signed up, but how many of those people are going to go for this?
Exactly.
You think maybe law of averages would be if your audience is say 100%, maybe you have 10% engagement, which is usually the case. So
you'd be making 20 of those big ships.
Possibly.
How much does that weigh, the big ship?
Oh yes, good question. Let's see, 1 kilogram to about 2.5 kilograms.
Okay, so shipping is going to be
yeah, it's going to be expensive. But I will include the shipping cost in the price. So you're not going to sit there and say choose to buy whatever product and then say, oh shoot, now the shipping's extra. No, I'm going to have the shipping included in the price. So that way you don't even have to think about it. If you were happy with the price when you hit buy now, you'll still see the same price as you commit to it at the end of the process.
Now you've been getting hit up by other crowdfunders to do 3D printing for them, right?
Oh yes. Oh, Oddity. Is Oddity Frog right there.
Got it.
Okay, actually, you know what? Let's see if I can get more light in here. Let's see.
And you did that. You did a Canadian shield for the Buckler project.
Yes, and I never saved a copy. I never did a copy for myself because the Canadian shield is really, really big figurine. Okay, it's a big figurine. And I never thought about making one for myself. I just sent both big figurines to Rick, but then I did a little figurine for Rick as well. Oh my gosh, look at that, eh? The camera.
Yeah.
It just focuses nicely. I hope it focuses.
The logo's built into there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is really cool. It's like if you look closely, there's the base. There's the color green, but then I have translucent green on top of that. Wait, let's see that. There we go. Let me see how. You know what? Let me see where the camera settings are. Camera settings. Camera settings. Here we go.
I'm waiting for you to press the button and it just goes black.
Yeah, no. Give me a second. Let's see. Where's the autofocus? Focus. Is it? There we go.
Nicely focused there.
Okay,
This is the base for the Odyssey.
Yeah, this is manual focus. Yeah, see that? Right there. You see the different greens here?
Yeah.
This is a clear translucent green. So on sideways you see, and as you turn it disappears, and as you go to the side you see it clear, because when you look at it straight on, the color from underneath is actually coming through. And this is the base.
Yeah, and then the Odyssey frog character is going to stand on top of that.
Yeah, the oddity.
The Odyssey. Not Homer. Homer didn't have a frog.
Yeah. And here is the test sample that I put together of the Odyssey frog, so that to make sure that all the pieces are coming off just right.
So shiny.
Yeah, give me a sec. Let's change the focus here. There we go. Gosh, I love this new camera.
The way that
I used a fluorescent pink on the tongue. I used a really shiny purple on the right here. Okay, what you see on camera is blue, right? But it's but in real life it's more purple than blue.
It looks more metallic. Now this is not painted. This is actually the plastic itself is printed this way.
Yeah. This the actual plastic. Everything here is the actual plastic. The shirt, the hands, the face, the eyes, the upper jaw, the lower jaw, the hair. Everything is the native plastic. And here's the leg. Here's the leg. It just I haven't glued it together yet.
Now, when you ship these, you wouldn't ship them glued together. I mean, you'd let the other person do that, right?
Well, they're going in pieces over to the creator, and they will put it together because I couldn't really ship this entire project put together.
It would be too fragile.
It's not about fragile. It's like maybe they want to do something special. Maybe they want to do some paint touch-ups if they want. It's up to the creator. They want to have full control of this project.
Yeah, they've got to be over the moon when they've seen this thing.
Oh, he was thrilled. They're absolutely thrilled. And this is like a fraction of the cost of in terms of production than anything traditional. Like it's getting molds done, sending it overseas to be mass produced. Yeah, in the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. These are
truly limited.
Oh, absolutely, it's truly limited. And you see the colors of the shoe. The sole of the shoe is a different is a different plastic. The brown is different plastic. The laces are different plastic. And
then we see the pegs where that's going to fit into the base.
Yeah,
you should be sitting on top of that thing.
Yeah, let me pull out the. Let me just. Okay, here's the leg, and where it goes. Here we go. Here's the base, right here.
Right.
And just it's that clean. It's literally that clean. Let me see if I can show you better.
And it's all computer measured, so it's going to
it's perfect.
Be an exact fit.
Yeah, the fit is perfect. And here's the other hole for the other side.
Yeah, and then those fit into that big base that you had up with the logo on it. So he's going to be standing elevated above that.
Yeah, it's absolutely perfect. It's like can't even let it fall off. And is this the only thing? Oh no, absolutely not. I've done other things like this. Oh well, let's pull back. Let's see if I can pull back. Here we go.
Now that is
This is a Space Force Canadian soldier.
oh, for Tim Lim's Space Force.
Well, no, it's mine.
Okay.
The Space Force statue that you saw that was on Tim Lim's project, that's mine. That's my own. That's my own IP. They liked it so much they wanted to include it in their campaign, and so we split the money. Oh, there you go. Oh, there, much better. So you can see the details.
Yeah, the lights off. You can see the contrast better there.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. And
Yeah,
this is all done in pieces too. I mean, you got to.
Oh yeah, you see right there.
I'm guessing the software must tell you how to cut it.
If I pull I chopped this up myself. If I pull these out, you know what? Let me do this. I think you'll like this. Watch this. All right, now I'm going to show you how this comes apart, but it's like a 3D puzzle.
Sure.
All right. Arm off.
So those were locking the arms in, or were they?
Yeah. So no, the arms were separate, but
okay.
These two pegs here were holding this entire jetpack together. Now, without the pegs,
I see.
This comes off, and now, if once I pull this off, I need something clever, like an X-Acto knife, to just nudge it from around. Once I get this nudged out, come on, there we go.
Don't go cutting nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Tweezers work better.
Yes, I was thinking of tweezers, or I was thinking something a little more
grabby.
That's
You don't want to cut the plastic.
It's just that the fit is so perfect.
It's snug.
Oh my gosh, I cannot express how. Actually, you know what? Old school. Ah, yes. Old school. Well, once I've done that, I can. There you go. You see that? It's coming out now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the fit is so perfect that this is the key.
So when you ship these to like your backers, the people who get the ship.
Oh, it's all glued. It's all one piece.
Oh, really? They're going to get it one piece. They don't have to assemble it.
Yeah. No, I'm just showing you the effort that goes into assembling this. This is a key, and this key holds this little thing here with the two pegs, holds the jetpacks, holds the actual backpack to the body, and also the head. So this comes off, and look inside.
Oh, wow.
There's the inside, and there's the head.
Yeah.
And here's the head. Now, if you look closely, as the head's inserted, right there. Once the head goes inside, the head locks into this hole right here.
Got it.
Right there. So it's
so
all
first and then the head.
Yeah, and oh, by the way, the gun.
Oh wow!
So there's the whole thing.
See, I would think it would be easier to ship if you shipped it on disassembled, and let the user put it together, the end user.
Yeah, I know, but I've had some users say, yes, please, can I have it separate? But most of them said, no, please assemble it,
Okay.
fully assembled. So,
Especially if it comes, in a single, in a monochrome gray or something where you're going to paint it. I would like to take it apart and paint it up.
yes, yes. And here, let me just for this show, I'm going to show you. Just dust this off because it's just been sitting on the shelf collecting dust. The Tim Lim campaign. This is the push that over. This is the Space Force Trump.
Oh, nice.
But this is not one of the 32. This is 000.
Ah.
This is the very first Space Force Trump I created a long time ago.
So they were numbered when they went out.
Yeah. See, back in 2016, I designed and created this when President Trump was taking office. And for the longest time, I tried to sell this and tell people about it, but I kept on getting shadow banned.
Huh. Yeah.
So when the Space Force combo came into existence, I contacted them and said, "Hey, would you guys be interested in it?" And they said, "Absolutely." Worked out a deal, and I produced 32 of these babies. And this will never see this design, this specific design, the way it is, will never see the light of day. 32 of these have been produced, and the 000, the very first, the prototype, is in my hands, and that's it. I have a new version, a complete new version with more doohickeys on his chest. This arm is situated differently. He's got a big gun instead of a little gun. What else? There's a oh yeah, this little thing here is actually a spaceship.
All right.
All right, a down spaceship. The 45 is the same, but the flag itself has the word Space Force written over it, embossed. And I forgot, I did a few extra things to the backpack. So the new version, version 2.0 is complete. And I got other doohickeys on his arms and chest to really make it look more retro than this is.
Yeah, it looked different.
Yeah.
Now, how do you get the how do you make a wireframe for these things, George? Because I've been 3D scanned before for printing, and you have to have a camera circle you and everything, but you're working off a drawing.
No, I'm working more than a drawing. Oh, by the way, this is just the standard Trump. Just President Trump.
Sure, that's cool.
Well, that's a great question, and because I have a really great camera, great audio, and oops, I love it.
I feel like you're in Santa's workshop, and there's just all this stuff that you're working on right there on the table.
I am. It is. Give me a sec. Let me. While we're talking, I'm just gonna set the camera right here, and let's see what fell. Oh, not much. Take it all and put it aside. Okay, cool. All right, so let me move some little items. Keep moving stuff around. Oh yeah, you know what, George? While I'm doing all this, GeorgePeterGatsis.com. You go to it, you see this big image, and right above that big image, there's the Joe King button right here. You click on it, and it'll take you right to the page where you can buy the book, the digital book, the book with original art and trading cards, and an oversized hardcover book, 13 by 19 inches, plus everything else. Very expensive tier. And here's how the stuff gets delivered: in a binder.
That's a gorgeous delivery system.
It's so simple, so amazing. The binder itself acts as a rigid system to protect your book and your trading cards and your original art, right? But and the beauty is, when you get the binder, you can slip the stuff out, read it, play with the cards and stuff. But then at the end of the day, you just slip it all back into the binder and put it on your shelf.
Okay, so George, between the way you make these 3D designs in pieces that fit together and the way you make these binders, do you have an engineering degree of some kind? Because
yeah, no, a lot of people ask me that, and no, so I self-taught myself the physics or the systems that I need. Practically everything I do, I'm self-taught. I needed to produce something because I needed to make my work easier. I would figure out how to build it and produce it and fabricate it and get it into my hands as a physical product.
that's called autodidactic.
Is it?
Yes. If you have to teach yourself something, you are autodidactic.
Okay, I thought because I only discovered this just when I was on the stream with the war campaign a while ago. Somebody said, "Hey, you're a polymath." I going, "Wow, I didn't even know that word even existed." And just real quick, this is what the insides of the book look like. There's a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy experience. There's actual words, there's actual descriptions and jokes and stuff like that between the panels that actually enhances your experience big time. That's just one panel there.
Now, this is the first book.
This is the first book of Joe King, and this is actually book. I think it was book 20 in the overall scheme of books that I've produced since 1990. I think this is book 20. Yeah, it is book 20.
That's a lot of Joe King.
Yeah. Oh, he's not really this is the very first book that he's the main character. All the other books he's a sideline.
Okay.
And there's also visual gags. For example, the bottom middle panel has a direct impact to the bottom top middle panel because everything on this page happens at the same time. Oldie, this character here, there you go. Oldie, this character right here, is firing his gun straight up into orbit. And in orbit, Joe is being attacked by these spheres, and they're being blown away. Yeah,
That's cool.
A lot of little things. And this is the trading card set that came with it. 18 trading cards. And one of the trading cards had an original sketch.
Ah, I see.
And now
You've also done trading cards where they were two-part puzzles with other crowdfunding.
Yes, this is a two-part puzzle right here. Oh yes, the two-part puzzle trading cards that I've been working on for the last year with different creators are going to be available in the next book campaign. And some of them already saw the light of day. For instance, Grayscale and Joe King trading card set, and was it the Canadian Shield and Joe King trading card set? They appeared in those campaigns, and I paid for that production.
So it was Joe King promoting in other people's campaigns. That's a little bit of a genius move.
It was nice, and it didn't impact the cost on the campaign. I paid for the printing, and I ship the trading cards directly to the creator so they can include them in their package.
Very nice. Oh, K-Log's here. K-Log.
All hail K-Log.
All hail K-Log. I'm making obeisance on behalf of the Etsy boys.
K-Log's awesome.
I've actually been teasing Soy Rage with some dialogue in email. I wrote the opening panel for an Etsy boys comic book.
That's nice. Oh, that's real nice.
Soy Rage and Testify, and Testify's going, damn it, I said we're not going to do a comic book.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a variation of the ship that I did in model. This ship here in book 1 is actually just a gag on everything about Star Trek, Star Wars, and everything like that.
Sure.
And this ship here is a gag on everything regarding space battleship Yamato, and Star Blazers, and everything about Star Blazers. And of course, both ships are destroyed because, yeah, why not, eh?
Sure.
It's the thing to destroy the ships. And unlike the original Star Trek series, right, where the Enterprise kind of survives at the end of every episode, you know?
Kind of.
Yeah, it's a great place to be, you know? It's like, you know, you got to get to the Enterprise. Why? Because not only will you be safe inside its, corridors, but the ship always survives by the end of the episode. It doesn't get blown up or smashed into a planet or something.
Hey, you know what I saw the other day, George? I was at Walmart, and they're in the aisles right outside the toy section. They brought back plastic model kits. I haven't seen plastic model kits in Walmart since forever. But they had Star Trek vehicles and Space 1999 not characters, but ships.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's beautiful. Oh, I wish the Walmart up here would have it. That would be awesome.
The Space 1999 is what grabbed me, because I'm like, yeah, I could see Star Trek, all the ships there, but seriously, Space 1999? That's going back a ways.
Oh yeah, man, the Eagle? Are you kidding me? Oh,
yeah.
Heck yeah.
They had a Godzilla diorama with a military jeep too, so it was.
Oh my gosh. Oh geez, now you're starting my hunting instincts to start looking for this stuff. You know, it's, oh my gosh, that'd be really cool. That'd be that'd be awesome. Okay, let's pull back.
Well, you can make your own. You make your own model kits, though. Come on, you just draw up what you want, and then you print it and make it.
I do. Give me a sec. Let me bring this back up to.
There's a Muppet Hero.
And I'm going to load up the 3D program, and I'll show you just the kind of stuff that we're talking about.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm just going to share real quickly this tab here. Our buddy Ryan Hawk has been trying to get funded here. He's got 3 days left and $97 to go.
Oh my God! Scroll down. Let's look at the campaign.
This bric-a-brac one here, $24 for the featured campaign. This is the digital of 1 and 2, the physical of 1 and 2, and you get a Jack Frost print and a bookmark. But the one I go to is, if you just want to get the book, it's $12 for number 2 physical. This is number 2 of his series, but you can still get number 1. But here, $45, end of year tax donation, charitable donation, for $45, 2 copies of number 1 and 2 copies of number 2 will go to the Boys and Girls Club chapter of your choice. He'll ship them right there. So,
okay, that's really cool.
If you need a tax write-off, this is the thing to do.
Okay, that's really, really cool. It's like, wow, wait a minute. What am I missing here? That's really awesome.
You don't get the books yourself, but you actually can spend it on yourself and get 2 of number 1 and 2 of number 2, and the bookmark and the print for the same $45. But if you just want to support your Boys and Girls Club.
Well, the thing with me and ComicsKit is I've been supporting them as much as I can digitally, because I like to wait for after they get, say, 3 or 4 campaigns in the can, so to speak. So that way they are actually offering 3 campaigns worth of books in one collected volume.
Yeah.
Much like Ethan's Warts and All. That in itself was a great purchase. I mean, a huge purchase.
Oh yeah, and all these people who have their original files of back issue stuff, you know that once they hit like 3 issues or 6 issues, there'll be a trade paperback in the works.
Yes.
That's the cool thing about the Mike Grell interview we did, where you got that Kickstarter going. I haven't checked that Kickstarter lately either. Where he's doing the John Sable Freelance in an oversized omnibus edition.
Oh my! That when that series came out back in the 80s and stuff, it's like I go, yeah, this is good stuff. I love Mike Grell. I mean, I considered him like a variation of Neil Adams.
Yeah.
And they go like, yeah, I really love the advertising illustrative kind of work. The guys from the 60s, they have that chiseled, clean line in everything that they do.
Yeah, Mike Grell's still $10,000 shy of his $55,000 goal.
Yeah, that's I think he'll make it.
I consider he's made $45,000, so he's pretty good.
What you're seeing here is the Joe King, baby Joe King figurine. Let's change the window scale so it can go bigger. There we go. So here's the hat, the head, the body.
Which is the layers that you work with in the 3D program?
And this is Maya. It's not really layers. It's just objects. It's right in the middle of saving. Give me a sec.
And this is where everything fits together so well when it's printed, because it's an exact measurement. The hole that it's going into is measured by the computer to be the same as the peg that's going to go into it.
Oh, I of course I did the measurements, right? The computer didn't do it automatically, but
no, but if you adjust one, the other adjusts with it, right?
Yeah. But you gotta love this. So you see this, you see the cape, right? The hands, right? Let's just zero in only on the hands. That's the hand.
Wow.
Okay, so the hand is made out of let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shapes that I merged into one. Okay.
Right.
And the torso. The torso.
Did you use the big chart?
All right, is let's see, 1, 2, 3, 3 shapes actually, 4 shapes. The tall cylinder, the circle, and the 2 cylinders for the legs.
Well, they're not just circles and cylinders. I mean, you've got some detail into that.
Yeah, well, you do the shape, and you start moving it around, and it all comes together. But here, let me show you. So you got this that makes up the whole thing. These are the main pieces. Now I'm gonna go back to my camera.
You got it?
Yeah. Okay, and now we're going to do a slow turn down to here. And let's see, can we get the autofocus working? There we go. Actually, let's.
There he is, all printed out.
Yeah, it's all printed out. Let's just have a quick look at the focus. And
It's auto blurring.
there we go. There you go. Autofocus.
Nice.
There we go. Now we got the autofocus. So there it is. So you saw the 3D file?
Yeah.
Here is
Everything we saw is an object.
everything. All right. Here's the cape that I showed you. Here's the torso or the body. Here's the hand.
That torso went down with a pretty good thump. That stuff is solid.
Well, yeah, but it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Here's the other hand. Right there. You can see how big it is compared to my index finger.
Sure.
Ooh. Oh, look, it's all 3D. But it gets even better. It gets even better. This sucker it's magnetic. Okay, the hat.
Oh, look at that.
The hat is magnetized to the head, and not only that, you can just position it. You can try to position it, anywhere on the head. It'll bounce right back to center lock. Right? You can have it. You can have the captain's hat normal, or baseball.
Yeah.
All right. It's all rough, right? This is just a rough 3D print, but you put the hat on the side. It'll bounce right back to the center lock. Like what? Watch it. See right here? Boom. Center lock.
So when you're working with these in the 3D program, George, at some point, do the shapes get related one to another? Like the hand gets related to the arm?
Yeah, they do. I make sure that the fit technically works, but the physics of the magnets themselves, I couldn't figure that out in 3D. I had to actually associate the magnets accordingly.
Okay.
In terms of shape and volume area that they take up within the 3D model, and then I had to figure out the real world physics of the magnetic forces, the magnetic polarity. So, for instance, you can see the silver, the magnets here, right there.
Right.
Magnet right there. Magnet right there.
And those are your neodymium magnets.
Also, magnet right there. Now, this magnet here is not associated with this hat magnet. The hat magnet is actually right in this area right here.
Okay.
So there's a cylinder of magnets in the head right here. That's what creates the feature.
So it's not you've got to stop printing so you can lay the magnets in and then let it finish printing.
Oh no. I actually designed it in such a way like a puzzle. So I slipped without the eyebrows. If I take the eyebrows out, let's see if I can slip the eyebrows out of here. Yeah, because the fit in the eyebrows is really perfect. There you go. You can see that. You can see the magnets in there.
Yeah, I see them now.
Right there you go. Well, if I remove the eyes out, there's a disc area that I slip the big magnet into. But before I do that, there's a cylinder hole that goes in this direction, right out to the eyes, like that.
Okay.
I slip the cylinder of magnets first in here, then I slip in the large magnet this way into, And then when I push in the eyes lock this magnet into position. And when I put the eyebrow in, it locks in the magnets on the forehead.
And of course, if you put them in backwards, your magnets are pushing against each other, and you've got fall apart boy.
Yeah. So let's just do this. Give me a sec. Here you go. Put this in. I think I got that. There you go. All right. So, and now the magnet here.
Just right in. Yep.
Just right in. But here's the beautiful thing is like, let's do it without the cape. Here's the hand, and the shoulder and the arm shoulder, right?
Right.
Locks in place. Locks in place. Oh, wrong
hand.
Yeah, wrong side. So let's do this again, right here. Actually, you know what? That is the right shoulder, except it was the wrong hand. Now there you go.
Yeah, it'd be fun to
Yeah,
you pull it off, but to have some sort of a lever where you could have the magnet on like a rotating axis, and then flip it intentionally so that the character would just fall to pieces.
I was thinking. You know, that's funny that you say. That's the first thought I had. Right, like crash up derby.
Yeah.
But the gag here is that Joe, King, Criplet, and the Gophers will have are similar body shape, so you can take any part of Joe King and interchange it with the other character. So you can have the arms on one character, the body of another character, the head of another character.
Oh, that's cool.
So you create your own Frankenstein.
And so that's why I was asking if the about the computer relating the pieces together at the joint levels, because I didn't know if you took the arm piece, the wireframe, and said, oh, I need to modify this now. If you modified it to a point that it said, hey, by the way, you're now out of tolerance with where this goes on the other object.
Yeah, no, the computer won't tell you that, but I would have to do all those calculations myself.
Hey, Bap, welcome to the chat. We're looking at 3D prints here with George Peter Gatsis. We haven't even gotten around to talking to his book.
Hi, and the beauty behind this system is that the magnets themselves actually hold. It doesn't matter if gravity is in against you. The arms are locked into the position. So if I move the arm, there, it's shake it around. It's locked.
Yeah.
It doesn't come off, and you rotate the hand. The hand stays. Even with gravity.
That's some nice articulation there.
Oh, it's you can do the Linda Blair. Right here, the whole Linda Blair thing. And if you want to put the cape, here's the rigid cape. Just drop it in, and the beauty is the cape will not go anywhere. Why? Because the magnetic forces of the head pulling to the body with the cape between them, it's locked in.
Locks that cape in place. Now, how are they going to get Baby Joe King here? Is that going to be part of your next campaign as well as the ship, or? Yeah,
it will be the ship, and Baby Joe King will be an add-on option. So you can get the book one. You can get book 1 and 2, or book 2, and as an option, you can get Joe and the spaceship, or Joe and Criplets, or Sweepy and the spaceship, or you can get them all, or you can get the whole enchilada. The purpose of the campaign is you can pick and choose what you want.
Well, I signed up on the mailing list for that spaceship. So when that project is ready to launch, no pun intended,
Yeah.
I will be on top of that.
That's interesting because I was hypothesizing that during the campaign of the whole thing, I was thinking maybe what if we do a contest, not just any contest. You know how they have their contests where they would say the person with the highest referrals.
Yes.
It gets, Doug TenNapel did it with the highest referral. You get a book, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Well, what if the person with the highest referral gets the prototype spaceship, the big one.
The big one?
The big one.
The
Okay, we're talking about the prototype spaceship, right? That's a one of a kind. It's a and the little guy, of course. Give me a sec. Let's put it together for the viewers here.
And this is still the little one. This is not the one that's going to be on the campaign. The big one.
This the little one. This will be also available in the campaign. You can choose which.
Oh, okay.
Based on price point, you can choose the big one or the little guy. All right, so you can see that it's beautiful. It just locks in place. It just works. And the second runner up in the referral campaign would get the little ship.
I will be referring that thing 6 times a day, every day, until the campaign was done.
And of course, the third runner up would be Baby Joe King.
That magnet idea is really cool. I'm surprised you're not doing that on everything now.
Well, I was thinking of doing the magnets, the magnet concept within the framework of. Give me a sec. Within the framework of the spaceship itself, but then I thought, I don't. It's not gonna hold. I mean, it will, but it will be an extraordinary number of magnets that I would have to put into the spaceship.
Well, you can get some pretty strong neodymium magnets
for the whole thing to work.
Like those magnets that they have in computer hard drives. I've had 2 of those that I could not pry apart with 2 pairs of pliers.
Yeah, those are real powerful suckers, aren't they?
Yeah, I had some at work, and we were messing around with them. Oh,
okay. Watch this. I'm going to take the eyes out.
Ah!
So I'm going in. There's a little gap right there, which I created on purpose, just for this case, just for this scenario. I push there, there, and the eyes pop out. And there you go.
Just the magnets.
And inside is the disc magnet, and further inside is the column of magnets. Right there.
Wow. Yeah, we had some magnets at work, George, and I was messing around with them. I actually had one sitting on top of my arm and one sitting under my arm on my forearm, and they were like still sticking through my bone. And I raised my arm up and I said, "Hey guys, look at this." And I shook the magnets and they came around my arm to attach to each other real hard and pinched my skin between them. I had like a purple blood welt between them by the time we were able to get those things off.
What happened? Was that a medical procedure?
No.
Or you just happened to be being ganged up by a bunch of magnets.
A bunch of magnets just attacked me. No, we had taken apart some hard drives and took the magnets out of them. So we were having fun with magnets.
So,
Testify says this is the official death of streaming. Yes,
yes.
we're way in the weeds of the technical stuff here.
So there's the column of magnets. There's the cavity that I told you about, and then just slip it into the cavity. And how do you know it works? Because the hat pulls on it.
So if you put it on backwards, it throws the hat up in the air, kind of like a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Exactly. So now I'm just gonna slip the eyebrows in place, which locks those magnets in place. And now the trick is, the magnet on the base sits, in this direction. If I do it in this direction, they push apart.
Yep.
So, knowing that the magnet is like this, now I can actually slip it right in that disc area, just like that. You saw it just snap right in place.
The other magnets pulled it in.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, really. And
this is some very cool engineering here.
oh yeah, the way it was designed, this whole thing, is that I had to figure out all the shapes, and then I had to figure out the negative space. It wasn't an easy thing, figuring out the negative space of everything.
Yeah. Oh, George, hang on a second. We got to take a commercial break here.
Oh yeah, excellent.
Two types of people in the world. Those who are content to blend in. These people walk through life like beige socks, uninspired and bored. And there are those who expect more, exciting. They have pizzazz. Eventually, the beige sock people get lost or devoured by the ones who stand out. Do you want to be devoured, Richard? No. What was right?
Okay, and we're back. I ran that commercial twice last night during the Santa Claus Conquers the Martian stream. It was fun. Well, they gave me these black spaces where they pause. I'm like, oh, commercial's supposed to go here. I have one.
Awesome. Awesome. That's all I have to say.
So what day are you looking at launching? I mean, have you got anything on the calendar yet for the next Joe King book where people can get these 3D?
Yeah, originally I was going to launch in September, but what happened?
That's a long way out now.
Yeah, well, no, it's September of last year or this year. I was going to launch in September of this year, but corporate work got in the way. There was just too much of it.
Darn it! You got to make
and I had to get that work out of the way before I focus back on the book. And now that everything is running smoothly, so to speak, I think I'm going to be launching in the January or February. I'm going to be letting everybody know. I was even thinking I'd do it Christmas Day when everyone's busy and drunk, and then run the campaign for just 2 days.
Well, that'll work. That'll work. Yeah. I don't know if you can get one of those 2-day campaigns on Indiegogo.
2 days. That's it. You know that money that you're going to save for Boxing Day? Give it to me.
Absolutely. But George, you could skip doing books if you wanted and just get into the 3D printing business for everybody else's crowdfunding.
Well, I've contacted a lot of people in Comicsgate. A lot of people have ghosted me. They don't respond. A few that have responded, they say they thought about it, and then a year later they said, "Hey, are you still interested?" I said, "Yeah, sure, but right now I got my plate full." And the few that jumped at the chance right away, like the Oddity guys and Sweens and Captain Love and Six Gun Gorilla and a few others that's still in the process of designing. Uh, they're very happy. I mean, yeah, they're thrilled. They're absolutely thrilled to see their work, their product, come to physical life. And hopefully, as especially was it the Immortal Mask. I got two figurines being designed for that. Um, uh, your works, which we're in the process. Well, you already told everybody, so your stuff that's in the works.
Trying to get it in the works.
Figurines that are coming that are going to be coming off of you. Yeah, it's really exciting. Yeah, I thought about it. It'd be really awesome. Like at the end of next year, there will be a shelf of figurines from different creators.
Yeah, we've been I've been seeing some of the character designs come in from the author. So he's got a costume design in the works. We just got to get a decent 3-panel shot of front, back, and side, and then we'll be ready to start moving forward on that.
Oh my God, yes! Every time somebody says to me, "What do you need?" I said, "I need a rotation."
Yeah.
you gotta throw me a bone there, man.
I mean, ideally, if you can just do it in a wireframe already, that would save you so much time, right?
Yeah, toss me a bone. Like show me that. Show me what your character looks like. It's your design. Let's figure this out. And that kind of awesomeness. And what's really amazing? I have to tell you, the at the first when I was doing corporate work, designing cans and bottles and widgets and stuff for corporations, and then putting it in, and then rendering it in real space so they can see what it looks like, say at a toy shelf,
Sure.
or in the soft drink aisle of the supermarket. I didn't think too much of it. I go, yeah, okay, sure. It's okay. It's good. It's fun. And then one day they said, we need to take the label and put it onto actual fake cans or fake bottles, so we can have a physical product in our hands. And I didn't know what to do at the time. This was like 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. 3D printing wasn't big back then.
Yeah.
So I didn't do 3D printing. What I did was I actually went to the copy shop. I printed the labels, and then I had them laminated so they won't get wet. So when they get wet, they won't, ruin. And then I went out and got cans and bottles that were a similar shape and size, and I would actually wrap the labels around the physical products that already existed.
Got you some actual brights.
And the clients were very thrilled. They saw a 3D rendering, and then they had a physical product in their hands. And it was really strange because I used the same thought skills to produce comic books and toys and stuff like that back then, and I just incorporated it into the corporate world, so to speak.
So when you got your hands on 3D printing software, how what was the learning curve on that?
Oh, it was amazing. It was a 30-year experience. I started off with was it Swivel 3D back in the 90s.
Okay.
Swivel 3D and Infinity D. I bought those two pieces of software. I used them. In fact, I think Swivel 3D and Infinity D, and I forgot another program was actually used in Batman Digital Justice and Iron Man Crash. And then I used that for about 10 years. I purchased a Strata Studio. I had a Strata Studio license. I was even an OEM for Strata Studio for a brief time,
Okay.
and then I stuck it out with Infinity D for the longest time until they offered. I think it was what, Alias. They offered an education version or a free version of the software, but it would have a permanent watermark in,
Ah,
in anything that you do, and I learned that as much as I can, uh, and I really didn't do anything other than just make the shapes and take a snapshot and then use those shapes to actually render my work in Illustrator. And then what was it, 6 years ago, I said the heck with it, and I actually purchased a Maya license and never looked back.
so you started 3D printing 30 years ago.
The same time I purchased the Maya license back in 2014.
Because you have quite the workshop. I mean, I've seen, off live stream here when we were talking. How many printers do you have going at one time?
Well, ideally, I would only have maybe 2 or 3 printers running at the same time, because
But you have way more than 2 or 3 printers.
yeah, but on a practical level, you have to have something sitting off to the side, because if one burns out for whatever reason or breaks down, you just queue up the one that's sitting off to the side, and you don't lose your schedule.
Gotcha. So you don't
Yeah.
schedule all your machines. You just schedule like.
No, it would be nuts. There's no way. Yeah, on an engineering or practical level, you don't. If you have color printers, Kinkos, you don't run all your color printers at the same time, or 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's insane. And you have all those printers scheduled to produce a job on them. And what if one of them, burns out for whatever reason? You just lost your schedule.
Yeah.
So if you have, say, four color printers in Kinkos, you run one 24 hours a day. You run the second one, say, every 2 days. The third one, you run it every 3 days, and the fourth is you run it maybe every 4 or 5 days. So because the reason why you run it is to make sure the ink is still flowing through the machine and all that stuff, to make sure the whole thing is running. But your printer that you're actually slaving over, the one that's running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, if it's burns out for whatever reason, you get that thing repaired, which usually takes 24 to 48 hours. And though the next printer was in line will take over its schedule.
Yeah, you just rotate them around.
Yeah, so by the time the printer that burnt out is repaired and it's ready to be put back into the queue, your schedule hasn't been adversely affected at all. A lot of people just don't get that. It's almost like doing comic book pages. Yeah, the old guys like John Byrne, Steve Ditko, Sal Buscema,
Yeah.
you name it. Everybody, they would produce maybe a page and a half a day. Forget Kirby, I think it was like 4 pages a day, but the guy was a monster. And he created life, on his own schedule, not the other way around. But the interesting thing is, they actually had themselves an actual working schedule, 1.5 pages a day, maybe 2 pages tops, and and then they would get ahead of schedule. They would either take a break or they would actually move into another project. So they would be doing maybe 2 or 3 books in a month, or producing 2 or 3 books. Why? Because they were able to stick to a discipline on a regular schedule. It's an amazing thing to do.
You know why? They didn't have Twitter.
Oh my gosh, yes, Twitter or YouTube. They weren't stuck doing constant communication. You'd be on the phone call while you're actually drawing.
Yeah. Can you imagine if they had Twitter back in the 80s and 90s? We'd have never got anything done.
Yeah, that's true. It'd be absolutely insane. Just the thought of it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, George Perez would never even have produced Crisis on Infinite Earths.
We'd still be waiting for it. That book's never going to happen. It would be like Games was. Remember how long we had to wait for Teen Titans Games?
That was a long time.
Yeah, I finally got a hard copy of that one, hardcover of that one.
You do?
Yeah, it's wasn't my favorite era of the new Teen Titans, but it was still George Perez. That had the whole Danny Chase stuff going on, and I was not enamored of Danny Chase.
Yeah.
And I always wondered whether he was related to Adrian Chase, because Adrian Chase, the vigilante, had just spun out of the new Teen Titans Annual #2, one of my favorites. Favorite character. I just wanted to cosplay the vigilante. In fact, he's right there behind me in the action figure box.
Oh yeah. If you squint, you can see it.
Yeah. Next to my Mego Green Arrow.
Oh, very nice.
One of Cecil's girlfriends just fell down here. I got it.
I really liked the Vigilante when it premiered. I thought it was a really great gag on the character, much like the Punisher.
Yeah. But then they did this weird thing with it where they're like, oh, he's got some sort of a mystical healing thing. Why'd you do that?
Oh yeah, that totally threw it out. You know, it's like you're going like, oh, this would be great. Oh, yeah. Something like the Punisher, you're like Batman. You know, it's like, oh, stick all this mystic stuff in it. Oh, come on, guys.
Yeah, did not need that. Did not want. Then of course, you know, he went insane. Somebody else became the vigilante. Then somebody else after that. It started getting passed on and around. And
yeah.
Who knows? So what we got here?
Well, this is the illustrative work that I do, and this is an example of the artwork. So this is a trading card, or this is the artwork that will appear as a trading card. But I'm going to actually break this down so you can actually see it all come together. Blue, of course, color. Throw this in the background. Stars. All there's what is it? 55 layers in all this.
Oh my gosh!
And this is all vector art. Yeah, all pure line work.
Wow. Just layer upon layer upon layer.
Yeah, this is what the artwork looks like right there. Now let's pull it back out. I've been drawing vector art like this for 30 years. So these are all the layers that make up the artwork that I produce.
I still think somebody should be doing a collectible card game that they could then license out to all the comic gate people to say, here are the rules. You're allowed to make a card for your character or your universe. You can have artifacts or you can have events.
That's actually Denelli, the Immortal Mask.
Yeah.
He he has done that already.
Good.
I helped him with the mechanics of it, and that's going to be part of his campaign. It's going to be huge. It's absolutely huge.
Yeah, because people can start putting out booster packs in their campaign that fit whatever the name of the game is called.
Oh, and not only that, the gameplay, his gameplay, is completely novel compared to anything that's out there right now. Completely novel, and I can't even begin to express just how awesome the whole thing is. And and the beauty is, it can be easily reskinned into another's property. I've already devised the system to reskin the entire project, literally within a couple of hours.
That'd be cool. Well, you don't even really have to do that, but you could. But I mean, you could just insert your own cards into booster pack. So you've got like the base set, and then you're like, I bought the latest Joe King project, and it came with a small booster pack of cards. I've got Joe King, I've got the ship, and I've got teleportation.
Oh no, see, that's just it. You're thinking old school. What I'm talking about is, imagine you had an entire set of role-playing cards.
Right.
The game board, all the cards that are required to play the game, and all that stuff. And at a click of a button, a couple hours later, the Immortal Mask role-playing game becomes the Joe King role-playing game.
Well, yeah, I get
the whole thing.
The whole universe.
The game board, the cards, the whole architecture, the packaging, boom. And
I'm thinking about like inserting your character into the universe of another character.
Yeah, but we're not talking about doing an insert. We're talking about actually the entire experience, the entire experience of Remo Williams. The board, the cards, the packaging, everything. The entire universe of Remo Williams role-playing game, and a couple at a click of a button in a couple of hours becomes a reality.
That would be very nice.
I'm
listening.
It's done. The architecture is created. Danella came up with the concept and all that stuff. I created the architecture that actually makes that happen. It's beautiful. It's like programming and art at the same time. So so you saw the whole thing just built right in front of you.
Yeah.
Here's the artwork without the color and without the black line artwork. Oh, and you really want to freak out? This is the amazing thing about working in vector. Let's zoom in here. And I'll change the brush here to... Right now, I'm moving artwork around. And unlike Photoshop, it's non-destructive. Pretty cool, huh?
Very cool. Beyond my capability.
It's all vector.
That's just look at all those dots and I just go insane.
Mind blown. And okay, let me just unshare now. There we go. Back.
I'm Unix and SQL and RPG and COBOL kind of programming guy.
Oh, you know what? That's interesting that you say that, because you can still program BASIC and have it running as a web browser or as a Shockwave file or a Flash file. And, the great thing about BASIC is a lot of people can easily understand it and create stuff.
Oh yeah, we're torturing people with tech geek stuff now. Sorry to testify. Yeah, this is a sleep stream for anybody who's not a programmer or IT person. But we've been at it for an hour and 20 minutes, George, and we should probably get some sleep ourselves.
What? Oh, we're just getting started.
Just getting started.
I haven't even talked about animation.
You're doing animation now, huh?
Well, go to my website, my YouTube channel.
GeorgePeterGatsis.com.
That's or you can, YouTube, Google, YouTube slash YouTube.com/George Peter Gatsis. I think that's it. It better be it, because I don't. If it's not it, I don't even remember my own YouTube channel.
Well, it's somebody's YouTube channel.
Oh, thank God, it is my channel. Yeah, there you go. There's a couple of really cool animations here.
So you did the Nerdrotic intro.
The bouncing ball. Click on it. Oh, are you? Yeah.
Now, I forgot to share with sound, so that probably didn't come through.
No, it came through. It came through. I heard it.
Perfect.
It sounded good. Oh, and here, if we click on videos instead of home, click on videos, and then third row down to the right, there's no, sorry, where is it actually? It's oh, okay. Further down. Keep going. A little more. There's some really cool there, right in the center, the red one. Yeah.
Wow, that was fan-freaking-tastic there.
Yeah, I modeled the whole enchilada, everything. The planet at the beginning, just the planet itself was stock footage that I modified big time. The part where I think you'll appreciate this. This was old school rigging. Okay, the part where the spaceship actually goes from the light side of the planet to the dark side of the planet.
Yeah.
All I did was I created this carousel, this pinwheel, and I put all the ground, all the Mars surface shapes and textures on this huge wheel, and I spin the wheel, and I changed the light from bright to dark, and it looked like the spaceship was actually flying over terrain heading towards the dark side of the planet. But in actual fact, the camera was stationary, the ship was stationary. It was just moving slowly towards the camera. But there was this huge pinwheel of the background, all the rocks and stuff that was rotating as quickly as possible.
Red Bookie's asking what programs you use for your art and 3D modeling.
Illustrator and Maya.
Maya as in M-A-Y-A?
Yeah, M-A-Y-A.
All right. And Ruckus in the chat here says, George, what's your favorite sci-fi show to rip ship designs from?
Oh, shoot. What do you call that? The marionettes. The
Thunderbirds.
What's that?
Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds. Yes.
Thunderbirds are go.
Yes. Those were real clever designs.
I always liked the ships.
Absolutely clever.
I always liked the ships in the original Battlestar Galactica with that Egyptian sort of motif to them.
Yeah, that was nice, but I saw that way too close to Star Wars. And of course, George Lucas thought the same thing back then too when he attempted to sue them for it. which everyone in the world called bullshit on.
Yeah, and I always wondered, with the Egyptian motif on the Battlestar Galactica ships and the fighters, and then the stuff we saw in Stargate, I was like, ooh, wouldn't it be cool if they were related somehow?
Yeah, Stargate was clever too, and they did it just like Thunderbirds. They had what do you call it? They had the practical elements, right? You knew the ships were they needed to be usable. They were designed to be usable. In Star Wars, the ships were designed to be usable, and then the shape kind of flowed out of it. Yeah. What else? There was another series, Babylon 5. Really,
Babylon 5 was huge on rendering.
They did it all. I think it was the Amigas.
Yeah, Amigas. I remember we worked with a guy. With my first job contracting, he was a huge Amiga supporter, and Terminator 2 had just come out, and we were talking about the effects of him going through them bars and how they used the dog food coming out of a can to make the sound effect. He's like, yeah, they probably used a couple of $2 million machines and cranked that out in a week and a half. Of course, they could have done it overnight with an Amiga, but he was.
Yeah. No, that was a great gag. That was amazing. Oh, Elasmat's in the chat. I just started creating the Road Warrior Drake figurine for Elasmat, who is on the Roku TV system DH1. It's just amazing, to see our creators actually venture forward and become more than everyone's expectation.
Yeah, we're doing. They told us if we didn't like the system, go out and make our own system, and we're going out and doing it. We're doing it better and bigger than mainstream traditionally ever did. I mean, when's the last time you saw DC go out and promote stuff on television? Never.
Oh yeah, it's like Marvel was big in the 80s promoting stuff on television with G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
They had the G.I. Joe cartoon and the G.I. Joe toy commercials, and the animation would actually freeze in motion, and then it would show you the toys. That was absolutely amazing. That was absolutely spectacular. They did that with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as well.
Yep.
Animation promoting the toys.
But they never promoted the comics.
No. But they actually, the Marvel actually was promoting the comics as well. Get the comic book, watch the animation, get the toys. It was what's it called? A trifecta, I think it's called.
Yeah, a triple threat kind of thing, a trifecta. The toys, the cartoon, and the comic books. It was all together.
It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
Reed Troutman says 55 layers of vector art is the most George thing ever.
No, it's the most complicated illustration I've done is I don't know, 450 layers. It takes a couple of minutes to open up the file.
All right, Rami's saying I've got to be more like Nasser and actually shill my own stuff when I'm on the show. So I'm not going to use a timer because it's my show. I got all.
But don't do Nasser level agreements, eh?
Yeah, sure, no problem. I'm not working nothing out with anybody so far. I will mention the Bulletproof.
Yeah, let's do that full screen.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Bulletproof Origins. Book 1 is now in paperback. It was, of course, still is in hardcover if you want to get it in hardcover.
Show us Proof of Life. Let's flip through some of those pages.
This is not a graphic novel. This is a
novel. Look at all that text.
A lot of text in here. This is a superhero YA novel. Proof that you can do YA with superheroes. DC, are you listening?
Dum.
Yes. This is, Cody Haywood is the product of an experiment his father did 16 years ago. He wakes up on his 16th birthday to find out that he's bulletproof. He lives in a world of superheroes, so he decides he's going to become one. But he has the attention span of a ferret on pixie sticks. So he's going to need the help of his friends to stay on track, or the terrorists who want that bulletproof secret might just kill him, because turns out being bulletproof doesn't mean you're immortal, and he can be killed. This is not the costumed character. This is he doesn't have a costume in the first book. He's getting his powers. He's learning his way around. He kind of gets sort of a costume later on, but it's not showing on the cover here. You will see it on the cover for book 2, which is being finished up right now. And seeing as how we have George on the show, let's just say that you might be seeing a crowdfund for book 2 with something that you'll only be able to get in the crowdfunded version. And we'll just leave it at that, because I don't want to create any contracts. No contracts here. Just a figurine coming with that book. Yes, the possibilities are endless. Absolutely. We also have no figurines on this one at all. The Devil You Know. This is the big kahuna that we just finished getting published.
Flip through that, please. Proof of Life.
Proof of Life. Proof of Text. This is.
Yeah, look at that.
This is 20 short horror stories in here by some of the freshest voices you will ever see. This is actually George. The first book we did was called Gods and Services, and it was on a lark that I said, I have this idea. I'll pay people to write short stories for it. This is 10 stories. This was our very first book. And based on, how long it took to get the 10 stories out of, the maybe 40, 50 that were submitted, I said, I'm going to open this one up for another extra month to get stories in. Well, a funny thing happens, and people in Comicsgate are learning this. When you actually pay and deliver on something, more people are interested in the second one. And we had close to 175 submissions for this book. That was supposed to be 10 stories, and there were 20 that were just standout. And I'm like, I've got to cut it off. I've got to quit. Because I couldn't afford to buy any more stories to put into it.
Well, that's exactly why I say Proof of Life. You actually did Proof of Life on the first book, and people saw it, and they said, yeah, okay, this guy's not full of it.
Exactly.
He's legit.
This is 370 pages, and this is available. All these books are available on Amazon, of all places, not Indiegogo. You don't have to fund it. It's done. The links to the Amazon pages are in the description below. So go go down there and click on them. And by the way, if you like the channel or you're friendly to the channel, we're going to open up a 3D printer to see how it works circuitry wise. I want to see the flow of the beads, how they come through. But no,
no, don't do that. It's too hideous. I had to repair so many 3D printers over the last 6 years. It's crazy. And Ruckus in the chat says, George, Testify wants you to explain to him how an SLA 3D printer works.
Yes,
I know. Ruckus is pulling my leg because
step by step.
That'll be a death stream for testing.
Printing some legs.
Stab me with a blunt pen instrument into my eye socket.
Red Wookie's joking, but I bet you could. I bet you could 3D print somebody's legs in a prosthetic formation.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah,
they do that right. It's absolutely fascinating. They 3D print teeth so they can insert it into your mouth now. Even the size and shape of a filling.
How many different compounds are they printing with?
As far as I know, hundreds now. Chrome, 3 or 4 different types of metal, actual metal, plastic, food safe silicone as well. But imagine this: you have fine metal particles that are mixed in with actual plastic, and the percentage is 80-20. 80% metal filaments, right? Yeah. Fine metal powder, and 20% plastic that binds it. And you can actually run it through your 3D printer, create your shape, whatever you want, put it into a kiln, burn away the plastic, and you got your 3D your metal 3D object. A metal figure. Yeah. Or as the more fear-mongering people would say, a gun. Creating a gun is not as easy as people think. It's such a time-consuming process, and you have to have very expensive plastic. It's fantasy. It's absolutely fantasy. What they show you on TV and the movies. Oh, hey, I can take a picture and you get this 3D printed. No, it doesn't work like that. No, it's expensive. And you know what? As far as I understand it, the FBI keeps track of the national inventory for the specific plastic that would actually be needed to print a 3D gun of any kind. And they would know if somebody's ordering like in the bulk. They would say, "Oh, we got to check this guy out." Yeah. Well, that makes sense. But yeah, it's like fertilizer. What is it? I'm assuming they're watching the fertilizer sales. If a farmer comes in and says, "I need fertilizer for my land," okay, good. If a Wall Street guy comes in looking for fertilizer, yeah, you gotta ask. You have our attention. But I think they can even 3D print with sugar now. No, they do. There's some plastics that are what we call fruit, what we call cornstarch base, and that's the real good plastic. That's a nice sticky plastic, and but that's really expensive plastic. But if you can start printing with starches, you can start printing pasta shapes out. Possibly. You can buy you know how a baker has this little cone that he squeezes from one end and out the the tight end nozzle. Yeah, he's putting the decorations on the cake. Well, they have a similar design as a 3D printer where you put all your goo in each of the nozzles, and it's not pushing plastic out; it's squeezing the custard. So you can put it on a cake, or it's squeezing out the what do you call it, the ground beef into a shape that actually falls on top of a flat grill, or you're squeezing out the pancake mix onto a flat grill to make custom pancakes. Very cool. Yeah, but forget about the 3D printing. I want to talk about something really interesting that just came to mind while I'm looking through your books. Have you ever, sir? Have you ever thought about doing audiobooks?
Yes and no, because I I have tried my first Destroyer story, the one that got me noticed by the publishers, was in their anthology More Blood, and it was a Destroyer Batman story. It was literally fan fiction, except I de-trademarked everything, and they bid on it, bit on it, not bid on it. Printed it and asked me if I wanted to try taking over the series for a while, and of course I wanted to do that. And I tried to do that as an audio book. And I had, a nice little Meteor mic, and I put it in a little shadow box, and I worked in a quiet area.
Oh no! I gotta stop you there. Okay, I see. I understand what you're saying.
I tried to do it.
You tried to do it. No, you need someone who is really. I'm not saying you're not good. But I'm saying you need a professional voice actor
with a studio and everything.
Well, possibly that would be great, ideally. But if you really want to do it on the cheap, I think Testify is a really good person who would read something. He's got a great voice.
Testify does have a great voice for podcasting.
He does.
Very clear.
It's not only clear, but it's also, it has a consistent tone.
It's resonant.
Yes, and that's very important for audiobooks. Another person, Doomcock, has a very clear, consistent, resonant in his voice. He would be another great person to do an audio reading.
We're getting a lot of yeses in the chat, so.
So my suggestion would be, do it as a test. If contact Doomcock, ask him, how much would he charge to read a short story? Just do a short story as a test. And if it sounds great, release it as a video on your channel, and use that to leverage your audio series.
That's a good thought. I mean, if you dig deep into our videos, you will find me reading aloud, not trying to be audio, just reading live. Some stuff. But I've always got noises in the background. So for audiobook, I would want to be definitely in a studio setting with something quiet, and hopefully they have the same capabilities if I go with that. I know Steven's been talking about doing an audiobook on Bulletproof, but again, it's just a matter of finding the right person and the right technology.
I'm telling you, why look any further? Testify is in the chat right now. You can contact him, and maybe he would read on audio a short story.
Let me channel Charlie up here. Testify, would you read us a story?
Yeah, exactly. Or contact Doomcock, same thing. And here's the beautiful thing: there's a bunch of people within the community and outside the community that would easily do some nice musical score to complement the audio reading, and you have yourself a great product.
Charlie's been fired. No,
not Charlie.
Not Charlie. I miss Charlie.
Yeah, so think about that, because you have enough product in hand to actually now go in parallel with your products. Basically, what I'm saying is you got to repurpose your assets so you can actually grow. Yeah, I'm just telling you this from experience, from working on multiple licenses when I was at Nelvana, and more some since then, is that repurposing your existing assets,
right,
is such a, you're leaving money on the table if you don't do it.
All right, well, always got to be thinking of something here. Here we were excited about doing the possible 3D figure of Bulletproof. It's going to happen. he's already just can't sleep at night thinking about Papa's possibilities now. He got super excited when I started showing him that, hey, you see this, you see this, you see this? He can do this. He's like, what? Wait, we can have a, and then it was like, he was gone. He couldn't sleep anymore.
Yeah, it's all part of the plan, George's plan, just to get them close and then destroy them. Oh, yeah, it's a lot of fun, actually. I think I said this already. It's a lot of fun bringing other creators' mind's eye into the real world.
Yeah, that's why I like to interview the creators, because I'll do the same thing on my show with stuff. You know, they'll say something and then I'll get an idea. I'm like, oh, you should do this, and they'll be like, oh wow, and then I don't have anything to do with it. I just
you know what? I've been meaning to ask you that. Can I get your Critical Blast logo that I see over your right shoulder? Is that? Yeah, that's the one.
Yes.
Is that of a vector file, or what is that?
That is I might have a vector of that because this was done on Fiverr, by the way. So they sent me. I usually use the PNG, but I'm sure somewhere I've got the original download. It'll have a vector on it.
I would love to get the vector file because I think I can extrude it into a 3D file.
I've got 3 different versions, actually. Well, 2 different versions, actually. I've got this one here with the star field in the middle, and then they did one that I said, I just need one that's monochrome, where foreground black, transparent, and then just foreground white, transparent, because we did like decals for car window with the tinted window, so it would just show up against it. Yeah, it is just really. There's no point streaming this. This is George and I having a phone conversation about things to do.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it. I've been thinking about it, and now that it's come to mind that I think I can 3D print, was it 3 or 4 colors, and make a custom fridge magnet, so you can have. And it won't take much because the are tight in terms of volume area, so they can come off the 3D production real quick.
Well, let's get off the stream and make that happen. We kill the stream. So okay, here's what I'll do to kill the stream. Let me do some reload here first. Okay, I've reloaded it.
I have no more drywall left in my house.
On the plus side, he's got a window into every room now.
I thought Ruckus and Red Wookie and Alcide and Last Matt were funny, but Testified took it to the next level. That was beautiful.
Okay, here, bric-a-brac number 2. This thing's got 3 days to go. It is $97 short of goal. Somebody make it bump. Get that $24 bundle for 2 copies of number 1. No, one of number 1, one of number 2, plus digital of 1 and 2, the bookmark and the print. Or even if you just want to just get $8 for the digital or $12 for the physical. I will put the link into the chat right now.
Brick and brack, eh? You know what? Put the link in the chat. Let me have a look at that because it's one of the things I've been eyeing right now.
Shilling on top of this torture. Yes.
Let's have a quick look. Give me a sec. I'm going through this thing. The brick brack bundle. How much is left for them to actually make it?
$97.
$97. Wow. And they have a digital for it? Oh, look at that. They have a digital.
Yeah, $8 digital.
Wait a minute. That's only for book 2. Do they have a digital for 1 and 2?
They have a digital bundle. 1 and 2, $15.
Where is it? Brick and brack, a digital bundle. There you go. All right. Let's. Oh, okay. This is cool. Information has popped into my attention. Give me a sec. What are we looking at here?
And while you're doing that, I'll just remind people that the end of year tax write-off opportunity is here because you can donate $45, and 2 copies of one and 2 copies of 2 will go to the Boys and Girls Club chapter of your choice. They get comics, the kids get comics, you get the tax write-off. It's a win-win all the way around. Yeah, $8 is good for a digital issue, and $15 for 2 issues is really, really good. No shipping on that too, so keep that in mind.
Okay, so
But this is just I've really enjoyed the artwork on this thing, and we had him on again last night. He's making the rounds to as many shows as he can. He popped in for like 15 minutes before we went live with our watch party for Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. By the way,
refresh.
Yeah, refresh. I want to do another watch party before Christmas gets here. So if anybody has a fair use, I didn't see anything change on it yet. It's going to take a minute or so. I'm
registered as contributor 147.
Come on, reload. I keep reloading. It keeps not changing, but it will get there in a minute.
All right.
It takes some time.
Yeah, it's probably those Dominion machines.
But I know that this was launched earlier this year and it fell short, and I was very disappointed for Ryan. There we go, 51.18. So now it's just $82 shy of making that goal. But that's closer. That's closer. $82 in 3 days. I think he's going to be able to pull that off. He may even just eat that himself. I hope he doesn't, but.
Yes. He'll get there. 3 days. I think he'll do it. The artwork looks good. The artwork looks real good. It was on my list.
Yeah, it's on my list too. So I'm wanting to finally get this one, both copies. He's modeling it after Rankin Bass kind of style. It's going to be fun. All right. We got it to bump up. Thank you, George. And with that, you know what? I think I'm going to end this broadcast and go to bed.
I bored you that much? I made you fall asleep. No. And natural sleep laxative, George Gatsis.
We can keep talking after we end the stream. We just quit torturing the audience.
Yeah. Check out Elasmat's book.
Road Warrior Drake.
Elasmat on Roku and DH1, the Trash Compactor Show. That Star Wars guy. We're doing live shows Tuesdays and Thursdays.
And don't forget this, George. Don't forget this.
Don't forget.
Two types of people in the world. Those who are content to blend in. These people walk through life like beige socks, uninspired and bored. And there are those who expect more, exciting. They have pizzazz. Eventually, the beige sock people get lost or devoured by the ones who stand out. Do you want to be devoured, Richard? No. What was right?
Sock it to me?
Get your socks. Go to Indiegogo and just search Comicsgate, and it'll be within the top 10 projects. You'll see the big pair of yellow socks. Go out and support that StarWarsGuy.com. You can also get the one with the bracelet on it if you want, and the koozie. So
yes, Soy Rage. Stu's campaign. The socks, the Comicsgate socks that have taken over the world.
There's some very, very creative people in that whole Etsy Boys group.
They deliver, sir. They deliver on time. It's highly unusual, but the concept does work if you deliver on time.
I will go out and look for El Cid after the show here and give him a wrench. I can't wrench people through StreamYard. It doesn't let me do that. Not like it did through Google Groups and Hangouts and stuff when I was actually in YouTube live streaming back in the day.
Yes,
Actually,
that was nice.
I actually like the StreamYard thing though. It's a very, very easy interface, and I get to do all these cool things here with the branding and the overlays and such. So I'm happy. George, it's been a pleasure talking with you.
Likewise.
Hopefully, I'm gonna have to put some 3D printing tags in this when I'm done here, so the right people come and watch it. Because if anybody came here looking for comic book stuff, they're not gonna find a whole lot of it.
And don't forget to put the words diversity and inclusion.
Yes, that's. You know what? I've been filling out so many job applications the past 3 weeks that I'm seriously wondering if it's worth putting on a dress and changing it up on the EEOC thing for a while. Also to see if that just gets me hired faster somewhere.
well, I'll tell you before you close out. I'll tell you a funny story. In British Columbia, a guy was really upset that his car insurance was through the roof, so he reapplied to his same insurance, but as a girl. And he didn't do anything. He didn't do chemical thing or anything like that. He just said, "I identify as a woman," and the nut jobs created this crazy system. They had to actually capitulate to the insanity, and they gave him a cheaper rate.
I work from home so much. I will be gladly Corporal Klingering it on Zoom meetings if I have to. Not a problem. If it gets me hired, I'll put on a wig. I've got some. I'll bring them on. That's StarWarsGuy.com, streaming every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You figure it out. There's calculators out there that help you do that. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end the show. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for showing up and keeping things lively. Thank you, George, for showing us all the cool things you're doing with 3D printing, 3D animation, card printing, all the ideas you're bringing to the Comicsgate people who are getting help promoting their stuff with this extra add-on stuff. It's keeping you a very busy guy.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun helping other creators.
All right. Good night, everybody. Breathe easy now. Torture's over.